Hi, welcome to another episode of Extroverted Introvert Experience. I'm your host, Maddie. What's up? It's our third episode. And today, our topic is jobs. We all have to have them sometime in our life. Or not. No hate to those that don't work. But you know what? Majority of the people out there do work, so we're going to talk about jobs out there. And I am a pro in the job world. I have been working for 10 years, probably more than 10 years, but we're only going to count 10 years. There's a bug flying around me. I hear it. I don't see it. Anyway. Yeah, let's get to it. We're going to be starting from the beginning of my career life all the way until today, nowadays. But let me just give a little bit of a background. So both of my parents owned businesses growing up. My dad owned a landscaping business for 18 years. And then my mom also owned a business. She owned now it's going to sound confusing, but she owned a bait store that was also a floral shop. Yep, bait. You can get your bait and you can get your flowers. So when you're going out fishing and you're grabbing your bait, don't forget to grab those flowers for your honey back home. Oh my God. But yes, today's topic is jobs, and my parents both owned businesses. So all of my life, I basically have been working. I helped out with the businesses, helped out in the landscaping business, the floral shop, the bait shop, helped out anywhere I could. Anywhere that I was told. I didn't really have a choice, I had to. But I think it kind of shaped the person I am today. My work ethic is outstanding, and compared to nowadays, there's a lot of people out there that just are lazy at work and don't have great work ethic. And I think growing up this way made me have great work ethic, and I kind of appreciate it because hard work does really pay off at the end of the day. So yeah. And I would have to give props to my mom because she has had multiple jobs, very different jobs. She worked at a gas station. She was a middle school science teacher. She trained to be an astronaut. She was a receptionist for my dad. She owned her own not just one freaking business, but two. My mom owned two businesses. She basically is the one that showed me it's okay to not have a set career in mind as long as you're having fun what you're doing, because I saw my mom having fun a lot in what she was doing, especially when she owned her own businesses and worked with flowers. She loved it. And being an astronaut, my mom loves science. So seeing her, I was pretty young when she was training to be an astronaut, but seeing her talk about it, it makes me happy because I see her light up. She lights up when she talks about it. And that's how I want to be. I want to light up when I talk about my line of work. And I am still in the process of finding out exactly what I want to do. I have my high school diploma. I have a bachelor's of science in life science, emphasis on pre-dentistry with a minor in music and a minor in biology. That's a lot. However, I'm not doing any of those things. So the plan is to go back to school, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do because I don't want to be a dentist anymore. I graduated a year and a half earlier than my program said. And during that gap year that I took, I realized that's not what I want to do. I don't want to be a dentist the rest of my life. So I was like, I need to explore, which is why I am where I am. Wow. And so it's okay this is just a reminder. It's okay if you don't have life figured out. You're young. You can go explore. Don't waste your money on something you think you might like doing. You have to know that you're going to love what you're doing because you know what they say. You don't work a day in your life if you love what you're doing. And that is my goal. I don't want to feel like I'm working. I want to have fun. So that's where I'm at. I know I want to do something like science related because I love science. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. I love science. But yeah, let's get started talking about the past jobs I have had and how I got to where I am today. Because it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy where I'm at today. But I started work when I was 14 because the rule was if you got your license and you were able to drive, you had to pay for your own gas. How am I going to pay for gas if I don't got a job? How am I going to pay for gas if I don't got a job? So that's what I did. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic. When I turned 14, I got a job. Yep, I did. I was a hostess at an Italian restaurant called Paisano's, and my brother was a host there. He's the one who helped me get the job. So brother and sister are working as host and hostess. I ended up only lasting like a month because I absolutely hated this job. This job sucked. Here comes the yawns again. I'm sorry, I'm recording this at night again. Terrible lighting, but it's quiet, it's cool. Yeah, but there's gonna be yawns. Sorry. So, hostess, host. I absolutely hated it. The only like good thing about that job was the free breadsticks I got each night. I came home with breadsticks a lot. My family appreciated it. Also, shout out to Big Bro for helping me get the job. You know who you are. Thank you. And one thing you should know about me is I rarely ever have one job at a time. I like to stay busy. I really do. If I don't have more than one job, I feel like I have too much free time, which I think stems from both of my parents owning businesses and like always having something to do. So, yeah, I get bored. But it's okay. We'll talk more through that as I get as I get older in the timeline. We're going to be talking about the multiple jobs that I had. But yeah, 14, hostess. I was also a landscaper, helped my dad with his landscaping business. That one didn't really like occur as much when I was 14, but we'll talk about that more. Those were the only two jobs I had. Yeah. All right, next one, 15. We're 15 now. You know, we're high school age. And I become a crew member at Papa Murphy's. Papa Murphy's was probably the best job I have had environment-wise. Workload-wise, it was boring and it was slow, but environment-wise with like the work culture, I love. If you don't know what work culture is, it's like the culture of the company. Like, what is the company like? And I like a good cultured company where there's no drama, there's people supporting each other. You know, not only do you want to succeed, but you want to see your other teammates succeed. That's the type of culture I thrive in and what I look for when I'm looking for a job. So I'm a crew member, starting out, easy peasy, working with some people from school, becoming friends with those people that I would like. We weren't friends at school, but we were friends at work, which eventually turned into us being friends at school as well. And then, of course, I'm still landscaping, but a little bit more than what I was doing when I was 14. Yeah. Now we're going on to 16. 16, I'm still working at Papa Murphy's. I am not a crew member anymore. No, I was actually asked to be a shift supervisor. Oh, no. Oh, my God. I'm getting ahead of myself. I was asked to be assistant manager when I was 16 at Papa Murphy's. I respectfully declined because I was still in school. I'm 16. I can't be at the shop as much as they wanted me to because I was involved in sports. I was involved in school. I was involved in extracurricular activities that interfered with the hours. And I was like, that's not fair to the company. So I was like, I'll take the next best thing if you have it. And they said, yeah, shift supervisor. So basically, as shift supervisor, if the manager is not there, I'm in charge. And a lot of people hated it because me having great work ethic, I'm expecting my coworkers to have great work ethic with me. And they hated it because all they wanted to do was sit on their phone. Literally sit on their phone. Well, not literally sit on their phone, but just sit on their phone. And I always got side eyes. I always got attitude when I was like, oh, hey, can you go do this? And I would say it respectfully, you know. But then it got to a point to where, like, I had to ask someone one thing over and over and over again. And I was like, okay, I can't be nice about this anymore. I was like, you have to, like, listen to me. I'm the manager right now when the manager's not here. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I sound like a terrible person. I promise I'm not. I promise I'm not. And I think this is around the age I also got my best friends. Oh, my word. That's like 3 yawns in 1 minute. I also got my best friends positions at Papa Murphy's. So not only did I like love this environment already, but add in my best friends too. That was fun. I loved working with my best friends. They didn't work as much as I did. With no hate. But they did work a lot of hours. And yeah. Sometimes though our like school, work, life schedules didn't work out, and like we wouldn't see each other outside of school or work, which was kind of sad, which is also why another reason why I loved working with my friends, because I get to see them in two places, school and work. If I didn't see him outside, oh, this is dusty. Guys, why didn't anyone tell me my mic is dusty? I'll clean it for next time. Also, we're going to backtrack for a second. No one told me how stupid I looked in the last podcast with all the stars on my face. Like, yeah, it was to get rid of the acne that I got because, you know, stress and everything is adding up and it's showing on my face. I didn't realize how stupid I looked until I was editing, like adding my intro. And I was like, this is an hour-long podcast. I'm not going to redo an hour-long podcast. One, I don't have the time. Two, that's it. That's the only reason. I don't have the time. But yeah. All right. So we just got done with 6. Oh, no. We're still on 16. Shift supervisor. Again, also landscaper. But a little bit more involved in the landscaping. Like whoa. Hey, yo. I'm becoming like a team lead. What nowadays they call. I'm becoming a team lead or like a leader. So it was me, and then like I had my own like little mow crew. It's pretty cool. But now we're on to 17, and guess what? At age 17, the exact same jobs. Yep, shift supervisor at Papa Murphy's. So that means we're going on year 3 at Papa Murphy's, and a landscaper, which I've worked on my whole life because Dad owns the business. Yeah. Also, we're back to the handy dandy notebook. The iPad, I just didn't get it out. It's also my work iPad, so I probably shouldn't use it anyway. I only used it to like take a picture of the notes on my phone because I have like this notes app that I have on my phone. Yeah. Crazy. Wait, can you hear this? A little ASMR. Back to our topic. So 17, same thing. Nothing much there. Still have to pay for my gas. And I have to save up a little bit more money because my friends want to go shopping more. We want to go on adventures more. We're going to concerts more. All that jazz. So now we're getting to 18. 18. I'm graduating high school. I'm starting college. Let's talk about the jobs I had. Again, I was still Hold on, let me do my math. Anyway, okay, it adds up. I'm still a shift supervisor at Papa Murphy's in my hometown and transferring to my college one. I preferred my hometown one because the college one wasn't really that fun. The work culture wasn't the same. I'm still a landscaper, getting that money in, making that moolah. I actually made like bank landscaping because it was very hot. Like back home, it would get up to like 100 degrees during the summer, and we would have to start like early and earlier each day just because of the weather. Oh my gosh. Water break. Let me take a water break real quick. You're going to hear my chair squeak. I promise it's just the chair. It's not me. Can you hear this? Did you hear that? Is that ASMR for you? I don't know. Should I do an ASMR episode? We'll talk about it. I wish that water was just a little bit cooler, but you know what? It'll do. But now that we're 18 and we're in a different town, we're starting to notice that the jobs I'm having just aren't paying the bills. They're not. So when I started college, I did get a job at a restaurant as a server called Houlihan's. And Houlihan's, please someone comment in the chat someone comment in the comments how many times I yawn in this video, please. Thank you. But I was a server at Houlihan's. And let me tell you about this job. I was able to get this job because of my stepmom. She knew the manager, something like that. And I was like, great. I haven't had like a serving job or a hostess job since I was 14. And this will help me with my people skills. This is great. So I turn out to be the youngest one working there. I am 18, right? Freshly 18, working at a restaurant serving. And it was probably one of the worst jobs I've ever had. Every time I would go into work, I would like be ignored. I would ask for help, ignored. The host or hostess would always skip over me, like my rotation. And every time I would confront them, they'd be like, no, we just did them. And I'm like, well, why do they have 4 tables and I only have 1? Anyway, the last thing they did that I absolutely hate is that they stole my tips. Straight up stole my tips from my tables and wouldn't confess who did it. And I was like, I'm working just as hard as you guys. And so I had to end up quitting that job because it was hurting me. I wasn't making money. So I was like, I need to get out of this job. I was also at the time involved in college marching band, and I was on the drum line, and it was about 40 plus hours a week. So that was by itself is a full-time job. So working this like part-time just to get extra cash, because I lived in the dorms, it wasn't worth it. I wasn't making any money. So I went to, can you guess? I went to Walmart. I became a cashier at Walmart. And being a cashier at Walmart, honestly, was not that bad. I started in my hometown and then transferred to my college town one, which that was kind of hard because you have to make sure wherever you're transferring has open positions. So I was afraid that when I transferred, they were not going to have open positions, but they did. So that was fun. If you see me looking over, I'm looking at the timer on my microphone because I'm trying to shoot for a certain time that I make my podcast. But yeah, cashier at Walmart was pretty fun. Sometimes it would be boring, like during the slow times, but other than that, not really. Oh my gosh, I'm really hating this right now. All right, now we're 19. We turned 19. Woo, 19. I am still a shift supervisor at Papa Murphy's. That's right. I've had all these jobs like together. But guess what? I'm not a landscaper anymore. Nope. Dad got rid of the business as soon as I turned 18. So we do not have that anymore. We also do not have a serving job anymore. We just have shift supervisor at Papa Murphy's and a cashier at Walmart. So that means I ended up working at Papa Murphy's for 15 to 19, so 4 or 5 years. And that so far has been the longest job I've ever had. It was fun. I really liked learning, I really liked growing, and it was fun. But I'm still a cashier at Walmart. Still boring, but it pays the bills. Walmart, when I started at Walmart, hold on, let me backtrack. When I started at Papa Murphy's, the hourly rate was like $7.25. And then as shift supervisor, you made almost $9. So I was like jumping with joy. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm making money." And then I get to Walmart, and Walmart is starting me at $11. I think by the time I ended Walmart, I worked at Walmart for like 2.5 years. I ended with like I think just under $17. So I like worked my way up to just under $17. So I'm 19, working as a shift supervisor, but halfway through 19, I have to quit Papa Murphy's because again, I was only making $9. And that doesn't pay the bills. So I went with more hours at Walmart than working both jobs. And so I did have to give up getting free pizza and cookie dough and salads. I loved working at Papa Murphy's because we got to take home one pizza a night and cookie dough, salads, and if anything was expiring, we could take it home. Expiring. There's stuff we put out the same day that like expires, and I took it home. My mom loved it because, this was at the time my parents were divorced, and she's, mom raising 2 teenagers. She was like, I need all the help I can get with food. I was like, Mom, I got you. Don't worry. So she loved when I brought home pizza. I would text her, be like, hey, do you want this tonight? She'd be like, yes, no. And yeah. Oh, the cookie dough at Papa Murphy's slaps. That shit is good. Sorry, I cussed. But I have decided that this channel, my YouTube channel, is like cuss friendly. So we're just going to keep it at that. But yeah, 5 years, it's like 4 to 5 years. It's between that at Papa Murphy's, and it was fun. It was really fun. Now we're going on to age 20. I'm not a cashier at Walmart anymore, but I'm still at Walmart, and it's a position called Cap 2 Associate. Basically, you unload the freight truck, and then you stock everything that came on the truck onto the floor. This is where I met a good amount of friends, was being a Cap 2. Like, we all got along. Everyone on that, like, job did weed, drink alcohol. They were like the hippie type people. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't do any of that. So, well, I don't drink anymore, but yeah. And then this is around the time my dad started an HVAC company. So I dabbled a little bit in HVAC, which is like heating and air conditioning. I realized that is not for me. No, thank you. Whoever is doing it, you keep doing it because you rock at it. But me, I'm going to stay away. Don't get me wrong. I love manual labor work. That's something else. it's kind of boring to me because like you're doing the same thing over and over again, you know. And then this is about the time I also start dog walking. Oh, I have a note on my paper that I never even said, but along with my parents owning businesses, I also have been babysitting like my whole life. And it's so weird to see like the kid I babysat is like graduating high school now. That is crazy. That is crazy to see them do that. I'm so happy for them and they're so grown up. And that's crazy. But yeah, I'm starting dog walking. I'm doing all that. Side business. And you know me, can't keep one job at a time. So yeah. Now we're on to 21. I'm still at Walmart, but not as a cashier and not as a Cap 2 associate, but a deli bakery associate. I sliced the meat the meat and cheese and fried the wings and the fries and the jalapeno poppers and decorated cakes, took orders, did cupcakes, cookie cakes. That was fun. That is where I met one of my best friends, and I love them to this day. They're great. We talk every now and then, and it's great. And I'm also, this is about the time where like I realized that Walmart is actually a pretty toxic place to work. So I'm like, for my mental health, I cannot stay here. Like, I don't like the way I'm being treated. So what did I do? I left Walmart at the end of 2021. And now I'm a server at a restaurant in my college town called Kites. And then along with serving, guess what? I have another job. 2 jobs at a time. I'm also a nanny. I did do nannying while I was at the bar and grill. If you hear my slippers, I'm sorry. But yeah, this is also around the time, like December 2021 is when I graduated college. Yep, a year and a half earlier than anticipated, but I did it. And I'm just living life, you know? I'm scared to use my degree at this moment because one, I was on a gap year because I planned on going to dental school, but later realized I didn't want to go. And two, that means I'm like a real life adult and don't have school every day and have to actually like have a job. Oh my gosh, I have to have a job every day? That's crazy. So 21, nothing special. Quit the toxic. Walmart, started serving again, which Kites was my favorite food job. I really liked it. I really, 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 really liked it. It was fun. I met a lot of great people. The atmosphere was great. It kind of brought me more out of my shell. So, you know, extroverted and introvert. I wasn't as introverted as I was when I started. And I think that's awesome. And then nannying, it just helped me get a little bit of side money. Nothing better than taking care of easy kids. And, well, they weren't easy. They were actually pretty difficult. But taking care of kids and getting money. Now we're 22. Now we're 20. Well, now we're not 22, but now we're talking about age 22. I'm still a server at Kites. Yep, you heard it. I'm 22 with a bachelor's, with a BS, and I am working in the food industry, living off tips. But it was honestly really fun. It was really fun. If you have the chance to join a local college bar when you're in college, oh, please do it. It's so fun. It is really, really fun. You learn about a lot of things because there's alumni that come in and talk to you about stuff. And then you have other classmates coming in that are always talking about stuff. And you have family members coming in because, you know, family members love to visit their kids at college. And it's just a great life learning experience, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But now we're on age 22. Still a server at Kites. Yep, already said that. Still a nanny for a little bit. I'm still a nanny for about half the year of 2022. And then I move out of my college town. That's right. I said, I got to get out of this college town because I do not want to be stuck. I don't want to be stuck in a college town for the rest of my life because I know that I have so much potential that it just cannot be here. So I moved to a big city, and I became a lab technician at a place. I'm not going to say the name of the place just because it's like recent line of work. Oh my word. I have the sniffles too. Recent line of work, I'm not going to expose them. But I was a lab tech. I made vaccines for chickens. And I worked there for almost, if not over, a year and a half. And honestly, I didn't even think I would last a month there. And I lasted a year and a half. That place was kind of toxic, but at the end got better. So, yay for them. I hope they're doing great. And yeah, chicken vaccines. There were different shifts. I started as a 6 o'clock late shift person. It was like 6 to 4:30. It was like 10-hour days, 4 days a week. But then it switched to like 8 5 hours. And I moved up to the 4:30 shift. And then I was like, you know what? I want to get off even earlier. So I went for the 3 a.m. shift. So I worked from 3 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. for quite a while. And honestly, I loved it because I got off work and I saw a lot of sunlight and the sun was up for hours. And then the only thing that sucked was like having to go to bed because it was so insanely bright outside that you had to make sure your blackout curtains worked really well, or else you just couldn't sleep. And that's okay. But that job has trained my body to be able to fall asleep anywhere, in any position, in any like comfort level. I'm falling asleep no matter what. Like right now, I feel like I can just lean my head over and fall asleep. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to because you know why? I'm filming a podcast. And then, so that forced me to quit my server nanny job because I moved out of my college town. And so I also became member services at a gym called Chiefs Fit. In this job, I wanted not to like be bad or anything, but I only wanted a gym job because I wanted a free gym membership because they are pricey. Especially now that I'm a couple years out, pricey. So I worked member services. I did not sell any memberships here. It was strictly front desk, fold towels, meet and greet members, say hi, bye, answer any questions, help them out if needed, but not to sell memberships. That was our sales team job. So that was age 22. I'm still dog walking and babysitting at age 22, right? I'm still doing all those small gigs. Don't worry. They're still there. And then now we're into 23. I am still a lab tech. Nothing new there. It paid pretty well. Being a lab tech paid pretty well for not having to go and get like special certificates. Like I was using my degree, but I didn't have to go and get special certificates. Like the place I live now, Hawaii, most lab places you have to have a special certificate, and back home you do not. You do not whatsoever need a special certificate. You can just go in and do your thing. But I was also dog walking, and about 1/4 of the way through 2023, I left Chiefs Fit because it just wasn't the great fit for me. Oh my gosh. And I moved on to a different gym called The Foundation. I worked member services. So I worked front desk, but we were also worked on commission. So we sold memberships as well. So it was my job to sell the membership, check members in, create a relationship with the members and, maintain a clean environment. I was also in charge of inventory. So I did inventory on apparel, inventory at the smoothie bar, cleaned the gym because the gym had to be clean. I love the Foundation. If you're in Kansas and you have a gym called the Foundation close to you, go and check it out because the equipment that those gyms have are insane and I love it. One of the best gyms I've ever stepped foot in. Not sponsored, but I'm just going to brag about them because I really did like all the equipment they had. It was more of a training facility and not a health club like Genesis and Lifetime. So you got more like bodybuilders, powerlifters, show people in there. And it was pretty cool. The environment was great. It just got toxic a little bit towards the end, but then like kind of kindled out. So I'm hoping they're doing well because I did love the Foundation. It's such a great gym. It is. But 23 is also the year that I moved. Right? I'm 23. Well, I'm not 23 now, but earlier this year, I moved to Hawaii and I had to quit my lab job, quit the Foundation, and, find new work. So I became an RBT, a registered behavioral technician or therapist. Basically, what I do is I work with children with autism to learn functional skills in a social setting so that, they can do things like we can do. And it's honestly very rewarding. Like working with them and seeing the progress, it's insane. And I love it. I love seeing that, like, I can make this kid's life so much better. And I love that. So that's what I did when I was 23. I am now 24. I am still an RBT. I'm still liking it. And I still babysit and dog walk. What's the next step, you may ask? Going back to school for sure. I really do want to go back to school. And I'm thinking there's 3 choices. Being an anesthesiologist assistant, nurse anesthetist. Am I saying that right? I hope so. Or a cardiovascular physician's assistant. And for all of those, I do have to go back to school and get like a license or a master's for. But sometimes I'm also thinking like trade school. Like being an electrician doesn't sound so bad, but also like I want to be happy and successful and financially stable in my life, and I don't want to worry about money like I did growing up. And so I'm thinking, is this job like going to make me happy? Is it going to be able to support me in a recession? Like I need a job that's recession proof. Is that the right word? I hope so. Like my lab job was recession proof because there's chickens out there. We eat chicken to survive, like for protein, we eat it. So of course this job is going to be recession proof. Being an RBT, I haven't quite figured out if it's recession proof or not, and I hope it is. I really hope it is, because if you go through a recession, the last thing you want is to lose your job. What's another factor that I look into when looking for a job? I don't know. I forgot where I was going with that, but those are all the jobs I've had. I plan on going back to school. Or another thing, I could be a content creator. Is my YouTube going to blow up? Or is it just going to level out? And I'm hoping my YouTube takes off, and I really hope I get a lot of opportunities because I would love to be a content creator. But if that's not meant for me, that's fine. I'm having fun doing this while I am. And so if that's not my thing, that'll be fine. But let's do a little recap. I've had a lot of jobs. I have more than one job. at a time, more than one job at a time. And it is okay if you do not know what you're going to do. And it is okay to job hop to find out exactly what your passion is in for life. Because you just want to be happy when you're working. You don't want to like be stuck somewhere unhappy but need the job to make money. Yeah. But that being said, this podcast is done. It is shorter than the last one. I'm so sorry the last episode was so long. I just love talking about ghosts. But thank you for coming to another episode of Extroverted Introvert Experience. This one was all about jobs. I'm your host, Maddie. I do post every Tuesday and Friday. Tuesdays are regular videos. Fridays are not vlog. Whoa. What is this? What is a podcast video? Make sure you leave a like, a comment, and turn on those notifications for subscribing. So make sure you go down and subscribe too. And yeah, for comments, let's comment how many times I yawn, okay? Or comment some jobs that you've had that you really enjoy or something you want to be in life. It can be anything. Let's post those in the comments. So I will see you later. I reckon I'll see y'all later. Toodles. I'm about to fall asleep. This the light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This the